We're getting close to 2020, and a huge part of anime today is done digitally. It's colored digitally, the 3D elements are of course all digital, it's assembled in After Effects, most backgrounds these days are drawn digitally, and most anime viewers today even watch digitally. There's been a lot of changes in process over the last 30 years, which has led some to suggest that today, anime is just made on computers and has lost the magic of classic anime. But the reality is that whilst many of the more tedious parts of anime creation have been moved to efficient digital pipelines, many of the more creative and foundational parts of production are still largely done on paper today. Whilst there have been digital movements, if you step into an anime studio today, you'll find rows of anime creators, pencils in hand, contributing to piles of paper storyboards, layouts, and animation. So in regards to the myth of whether anime is just made on computers these days, it's safe to call that one busted. But I think it's worth talking about the rise of digital animation in Japan, why some are slow to adopt, and why the tools don't dictate whether something is hand-drawn or not. It's hard to say exactly when anime studios started accommodating digital tools, but it's been steady growth for at least the past decade. Today, whilst most of the industry is still using paper, there are studios investing in digital creation, including teams at Studio Colorido, Signal MD, and Masaki Yuasa's Science Saru. But even among these studios, there's no singular way in which it's used. For instance, Yuasa loves Adobe Flash, or what is now called Adobe Animate, and he believes that it's able to make anime look better with its clean line art. This means that there are some shots within his projects that are originally done on paper, but then re-edited into Flash vectors, which kind of lose the original personality. But Yuasa is an outlier, even among digital-ready studios. The most common way these studios work is through original pipelines. Animators will hand-draw animation on tablets, and it will be collected digitally by production assistants, erasing the part where someone has to deliver a pile of paper across the city. For a lot of these companies, the main asset is efficiency. Software developers like Toon Boom Animation offer toolsets like Harmony, which can accommodate the whole workflow without having to worry about file conversion and compatibility. They'll even sometimes provide assistance during that transition period. But with that said, even when productions go digital, it's a process. Pokemon started working with Toon Boom Animation during the Kalos adventure in XY and XYZ, yet during Sun and Moon, there were still animators that preferred paper. Because even if you tell someone that digital is technically more efficient, there are animators that have honed their skills and learned how to draw keyframes fast on paper over the course of decades. In an interview, director Yoshiyuki Kaneko mentioned that whilst many believe that digital should be more efficient across the board, the speed at which veteran animators are able to flick through keyframes and visualize the final product on paper meant that the transition to digital actually slowed things down at Anime Studio WoW World. So if the industry is going to move entirely to digital pipelines in the future, it's in everyone's best interest that animators are able to make that transition at their own pace. But ultimately, the skills don't change. Regardless of whether you're using a pencil or a stylus, the animation you create is hand-drawn. One of the biggest assets of digital workflows is that it allows people from all over the world to contribute to anime series within Japan, and makes animation more accessible in general. And this is now an industry that is becoming increasingly more aware of these possibilities, with producers being able to even hire animators through Twitter. No visa necessary. Thanks for watching The Canipa Effect. Please keep your myths coming by either messaging at The Canipa Effect on Twitter or messaging anonymously on Curious Cat. I don't respond to these submissions individually, but I do read and consider every single one of them. This channel is supported by Patreon, and I'd like to give a special thank you to all of these wonderful people. In particular, I'd like to give an extra special thank you to Austin Hardwick, Chariot Wheel, Dead Meat, Ellipsism, Frogkun, Jacob Bosley, Jakob Gard, JR Pictures, Mike Tamborelli, Nolan Soga, Ryan Rodriguez, Shishi, That You One Artist, and my own mother. If you'd like to support the channel, then please visit patreon.com/thecanipaeffect.